Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. You've clicked on Gotham Cenobites. I'm Terry, and thank you so much for watching another video. The purpose of this video, originally it started out as a top 10 countdown of things I received, but upon further inspection it was only like 11, 12, 13 things I received, so it would be basically me talking about everything that came in, so I'm trying to make it short. So I eventually settled on doing a top 5 countdown of my favorite pieces that came in to the collection in 2022. Now I do have some honorable mentions I want to talk about as well, but so we're going to get into that right now. Alright, honorable mentions first. There's 4 of them, so we're gonna start with the first and the only figures, 1/6 figures that made the collection or made the list, and that's going to be the Zack Snyder's Justice League 2-pack from Hot Toys, Nightmare Batman and Black Suit Superman. And the reason I chose them was because I got every figure that I got in this year has something to do with the Snyder movie. A few Man of Steel, I'm an unlicensed Martian Manhunter, but these two were my favorite. I had the most fun making this video, so I figured I would just include them. And they're great figures. I never received the initial Nightmare Batman, but from what I've seen in person in videos, it definitely is better. And then of course it's just a re-release with a black suit, and I love that movie the most. If we could forget about the Justice League, I mean, I wish we could. So the red suit will still serve its purpose next to Nightmare Batman, but the black suit is going to be in the league because to me that's the movie I love. So it's the only figures to make the list. The next honorable mention, it's actually my first review for the channel. If you follow, then you know it's the Sideshow Batman Who Laughs, and to me it's one of the most cringy videos, to me, watching it back now, but it's still to this day my most popular video. The Jazz Inc. Bat Signal is gaining ground, it's closing, but for now that's still my most popular review, the Sideshow Batman Who Laughs. And I know you're asking yourself, I mean, you got the metal stuff going on back there by Prime 1, why do you have it? And it's just because I'm a Hellraiser fan. I mean, I have Boston Terrier, but I love Hellraiser, and it's the whole reason I fell in love with the metal, was seeing Batman Who Laughs and seeing in my head a Cenobite Batman. So I got rid of a few things I had on pre-order, got him, and I have the Sideshow Hellraiser stuff, so I knew he would fit in perfectly on his own up there with them. Now, I do, small chance, it is possible, depending on the price, but I plan on getting the XM Drowned. She's probably my favorite character in the series, so I will not feel bad about having 2 of her as well. She's going to go up there with him, so it'll be the Sideshow Batman Who Laughs and the XM Drowned, and I think I'll be cool with that being my only quarter scale metal pieces. So these next 2 made the honorable mentions because they have a special story for me. The first one I'm going to talk about is my brand new statue, the latest, that's mine. I mean, I know I've had one since then, but this is the latest one that's mine, and that is the Prime 1 Dark Knight's Metal Dawnbreaker. Now, the story behind it was that I canceled another one that's Spec Fiction. This one popped up. I drove down to Sick Mansion himself in Orlando, but I took my best friend. he's also a horror fanatic, and he wanted to check out a horror shop in Orlando. So we both drove down there. It was just a great time with a friend driving to get a statue. So that's why he made the honorable mentions. The other one, of course, you guys know. I just dropped it a few days ago, and that was the wife's surprise Christmas present, the Tweeterhead Pfeiffer Catwoman. So of course I want to talk about that one. That statue and the Frankie Reborn are the only two she's ever talked about. I know you guys saw her on the channel earlier in the year. Those are probably the only two statues she'd ever be okay with. And so when I saw all the sales going on, I had some rewards points, I had to get it. And like you saw in that video, it was the most successful Christmas surprise in general. Never mind that it was a statue. So yeah, I mean, that will always be a memory that sticks out with me, going forward the rest of our lives. So of course that's going to make this video. Alrighty, getting into the nitty gritty. This is the top 5. With the exception of number 5, and I'm going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With the exception of number 5, they're all Batman related, and they're all Prime 1 related. Number 5 is the only Hellraiser piece I got this year. Well, if you don't count these heads I got from Gary and Mike. But it's right here. It's the Thing-Raiser. It was kind of a surprise piece. I spoke to Gary Tennick himself on Instagram. Didn't really expect him to say anything back, but he said, yeah, I'll sell it to you. Told me the price. Like, well, that's pretty cheap coming from the artist himself, so I had to get it. And I had fun making the video, but again, it was my second review, so it's too cringy for me to go back. But it was an honor to deal with Gary directly. It's an honor to have a piece made by him, and it was an honor that he messaged me on Instagram saying that he watched the video. And then I made a custom mount, which I'll try my best to show pictures of right here. And then, of course, I ordered a custom name tag for it with the edition size and all that stuff on it. So that's number 5, the Thing-Raiser. Alright, so number 4 is the Prime 1. It's always right here next to my desk. It's the Prime 1, the Merciless. And the reason it's made the countdown is because it was the first statue that the wife filmed me. It's her favorite. I just had a lot of fun with her unboxing this statue. It's her favorite in the line. I didn't think I would have it just because of how tall it is. But luckily for her and myself, the Devastator blew me away. And I knew if I had him, I was going to order no matter what. I might as well get the other big guy in the line. So I sold all my Marvel Hot Toys, and they funded him and more. It's my first big statue from Sideshow. So that was the initial reason I asked her to film me unbox it, and of course she loves it, so she wanted to see it. But yeah, I can't say enough about this piece. I mean, it's definitely one that I look at the most in the line, just because whenever I'm sitting here doing this thing, I'm always staring at it. I've contemplated getting the base repainted. I don't think I will though. But yeah, that is number 4, the Prime 1, the Merciless. Okay guys, so number 3, it's another Dark Knight's Metal, and he is right there. It's going to be the Grim Knight, and so far it's my only purchase through Spec Fiction that's actually gone all the way through to fruition. It was actually even on time, so I commend Todd for that. No issues at all. I love the piece. It's one of the biggest headaches I've had with that base, and not only that, but our filming fiasco, filming the unboxing, it was kind of a shit show. But nevertheless, he's definitely currently my second favorite in the entire line. He's amazing, and I think if you have him and Batman Who Laughs, and you don't have them next to each other, you're doing an injustice. But I can't say enough about how awesome he is in person, and yeah. The dream display would be to have him there, Batman Who Laughs there, and Harley Who Laughs, because all three of them are big in the actual Batman Who Laughs book, which is where he's introduced. So yeah, that would be the dream, but got a long way to go to get there. So that is number 3, Prime 1's The Grim Knight. I've only filmed this 3 times. But anyways, alright, so number 2 is another Prime 1 piece, and it's definitely the surprise of the year. The only statue I didn't have on pre-order. It was a statue I always wanted, and it's a statue I mentioned in a previous video, and it's a statue that people just started tagging me and like, you want it, here it is. And that would be it's also one that took the longest to convince the wife to let me buy. Now ultimately, she wants me to be happy, and I know she would have let me buy it eventually, but I mean, I discussed this hobby with my wife. She's not really into it, so I don't see the wrong of actually discussing and having a not mental, but common ground with your partner. So yeah, it took a couple days to convince her to let me buy it. Ultimately, I don't know if did I say what it is. It's the Prime 1 Batman Damned, and I wanted the piece since I first saw it years ago, and if you follow what I collect, you'll know why, and it was the skull cowl. And although currently I have enough room to display all the heads on the headstand here, eventually that's going to go away, and the only head I'm going to use is the skull. I just ordered an art print to go over there next to him, and I will eventually read the comic, but I'm sorry, the skull cowl is the best. The complete dead black eyes like Pinhead, I love it. And it is my second favorite Prime 1 statue that I have in the collection right now. So that is number 2, Prime 1 Batman Damned. If you're a horror collector and a Batman collector and you haven't seen it in person, get it. It's worth it. So my number 1 favorite piece that I received this year is also my number 1 favorite Prime 1 statue, and my number 1 favorite statue in the metal line right now for about a couple more weeks. And that is the Prime 1 The Red Death. And again, there's a story behind it, and if you follow the community in my channel, you'll know I got it from Buck Fangs. I don't even want to try to pronounce his real name, but Buck, thank you. Don't really want to go too much into detail with his personal situation, but I found an opportunity to not only help out a friend, but also get a statue that I unboxed this thing I think in August, and the fact that it's almost January and I still would not have received it through the person I bought it from right now. So not only I always think of Buck when I look at this statue, it's my favorite one in the line so far, and so the Prime 1, the Red Death, it's my favorite piece I've got this year by the skin of its teeth. because I did get notification that one of my most anticipated pieces like ever is coming. And if you know me, you know what it is. I don't want to say it publicly until I actually get the email with the freaking tracking. But yeah, that's the whole reason I took as long as I did making this video, was because I wanted to wait. And because if she was received, she definitely would be in the top 2, I think. So I tried to wait, couldn't anymore. She's not going to be here before the new year, so she's going to be on next year's list, I guarantee it. So number 1's the Red Death, and that's going to do it for this video. The next video to come is going to be the room tour. As you can kind of tell, did some slight modifications, and that's, yeah, over here. They were flip-flopped, but I kind of switched them to kind of put Keaton over here, Keaton Beetlejuice, because to go with the other Keaton. So I got Keaton, and spoiler alert, if you watched the other video, ooh, sorry, she does fit there. So she's there. So flip-flop those two, and then if you see over here, all what was down there was gone, and this is all my Snyder Cut section, and you'll see it in the video. But even got some room here for Cyborg, and then you see the Guyvers that were here are down here. And I do have another Guyver kit, hopefully coming next year to go with them. But yeah, it was a reshuffling, a new plan that I'll walk you through on the room tour. And I would film that now too, but where all of these Snyder Cut people were in between these two statues is naked as shit, because I took all the artwork that was up there and put it down there as well. And you can kind of see the Batman logo that was over there is now up above the light. So it's a very naked, huge hole. But as I said, with that Batman Damned print, I have 3 other prints, so I got 4 art prints on order. When they get here, I'll film the tour. Whether or not the new statue's here or not, I'll film the tour when I get those art pieces covering a very big hole. Alright everybody, so that is going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to show all of my social media stuff right here. Consider hitting the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And you guys let me know in the comments below what your top 5 favorite pieces were you got in 2022. Next video coming is the room tour. So yeah, I hope you guys have a happy and safe New Year's Eve celebration. And yeah, as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy.